Welcome to Stammer Run. Today is my 100-mile review of this Mount Coast T1, their first trail shoe. How is it? Let's get to it.
Let's go. Take a seat, sit back, enjoy the show. Let's go. I'ma start out fast and I'll take it down slow. Let's go. Take a seat, sit back, enjoy.
Full disclosures out the way. Mount Coast very kindly sent me this T1 to test, and all the views and opinions you're going to hear are going to be mine and mine alone. So let's look at the review of the Mount Coast T1. So I've had the privilege to test other Mount Coast shoes, which they very kindly sent me. Now, I've been the biggest fan since I tested the P1. Now, the P1 is a performance stability shoe in my opinion, and this is absolutely a fantastic shoe. I don't have stability issues, but this P1 is designed for that. However, it's just an absolutely fantastic shoe from the light cell foam. Everything about the shoe is just screams quality, and as a performance shoe, I think this is absolutely brilliant. And then very kindly, they then sent me this R1. Now, I recently, as you can see the state of this shoe, I recently did the London to Brighton ultra marathon 100k in this shoe. Now, during the training cycle that I did for that, Mount Coast then very kindly sent me this T1 trail shoe to test as well. So I've been doing training in both, and I've got this T1 up to 100 miles, training for an ultra marathon, lots and lots of miles. Jumping at the chance then to look at this T1 and test the shoe. Now, I'm not a big trail runner. However, recently in the last year, I have, purely because of the training that I've been doing. Before we get into how this shoe performed on various runs, let's take a look at some of the stats of the shoe. Weight of the shoe is 9 ounces or 255 grams. Now, I weighed the shoe and got about 260.5 grams. And this was before I took it out in the dirt and the mud, which is, in my opinion, a really great weight for a trail shoe, considering, and we will get on to the outsole of the shoe. This is a very light, nimble shoe. Now, I do have a couple of other trail shoes, and they are a lot heavier than this. We're talking about 12 ounces of shoe, and for this to come under that, and also 9 ounces in this trail type of shoe, I think it's absolutely brilliant and a testament to what Mount Coast have done to this shoe. This is a 4mm drop shoe, 35mm in the heel and 31 in the forefoot. I think that's perfect for this kind of shoe. You need that combination of enough foam to kind of protect your feet. Considering this is an ultra marathon trail shoe, there's definitely enough foam there for protection. There's not too much. You can't really have a high stacked trail shoe purely because of the trails and the undulation and the stoned rocks and those kind of stuff that you find on trails. I think this is probably at the limit of kind of what you'd want. The profile in terms of width as well is a lot smaller and shorter, which I appreciate, rather than some of the other trail shoes that I have. They are like boats on your feet, whereas this is more of a profile of a performance shoe. On to the midsole of the Mount Coast T1. So this is their proprietary light cell foam, which is a nitrogen infused PEBA based foam, which is 50% lighter than EVA, and durability wise 45% more than standard EVA. Now, the lacing on the shoe is something called Tune Fit, which is a lacing system without laces. It's more cord based, so you pull to tune the forefoot, and then there is another tune which sits in this pocket just here. So what this basically means, it gives you ultimate flexibility on how you want to tune your feet, which is really important on ultra marathons or ultra trails, obviously because your feet swell up. So I really appreciate having the ability to tune my shoe to fit my needs at that point in time. The outsole now, so as with a lot of trail shoes at the moment, they've adopted this Vibram outsole, this mega grip outsole, and it absolutely does what it says on the tin. Now, this is a 9-ounce shoe, and yet Mount Coast have managed to get this Vibram rubber outsole on the shoe with these great big lugs that really do grip the ground and give you that stability and support. And it's actually quite brilliant how they've managed to do that in a total package that is roughly about 9 ounces. So well done on that.
Yo, let's go. Take a seat, sit back, enjoy the show. Yo, let's go. I'ma start out fast and I'll take it down slow. Yo, let's go. Take a seat, sit back, enjoy the show. I'ma start out fast and I'll take it down slow.
Various runs that I've done in the shoe have been everything from road to trails. It's rained a lot in the UK as well, which has given me an excuse to run in lots of mud as well. There's lots of tow paths, there's lots of paths where I live, lots of hills, and Mount Coast really handled it extremely well. And one of the things that I do like about the shoe straight away is how it feels on foot. Now, this is definitely a true to size. I'm a size 9. This is a true to size. Now, I don't have particularly wide feet, and this T1 is perfect for me. The profile of the shoe is not too wide, unlike some other trail shoes. So for me, with kind of narrowish to normal sized feet, I get on with this extremely well. Now, I don't know how you'd get on with it if you had extremely wide feet. You definitely would need to size up to give you that room. Toe box of the shoe, I think, is perfectly fine. It's a bit wider than I would typically like. I do like a race style shoe, but trail shoes are made completely different, and you need that extended room in the toe box to allow your feet to swell, particularly when you're on ultra runs. The toe box is not uncomfortable. I think it's very, very comfortable, perfectly fine for what you need, and having this tune fit to be able to tune it, to grip it or make it loose within the toe box and the forefoot, I think is a great idea. Tune fit now on the Mount Coast T1. Now, with the T1, they've gone fully tune fit. So they've properly invested in tune fit, unlike the R1, which is kind of half and half. I think that this possibly could be a bone of contention for some people, particularly if you like a lace. Now, I have not found an issue whereby the tune fit becomes unfit. So when you tighten it down, it does stay on your foot, so it doesn't come loose. On longer runs, it may come a little bit loose, but it's no different, in my opinion, to a lace, whereby if you're on a longer run, that friction, that banging against the lace, it does make that lace come loose. Now, on this T1 and with this tune fit, I find that it doesn't come as loose as a lace, so I really enjoy that. Now, some people may not like that feeling of that kind of tune fit, kind of more of a wire lace rather than a traditional lace. Hesitate not, I promise you. In my opinion, I've tried this now for 100 miles and I absolutely love it, and I wish other shoes adopted this as well. So even though the lace is long, when you hunker it down, there is a pocket for you to put the laces in towards the tongue of the shoe. There's a high performance recycled woven upper on the Mount Coast T1 as well, which repels water and dirt, which is fantastic for a trail shoe. It's a quick wipe and it's absolutely clean. There's also a anti-siphon water tongue on here as well. So what this means is it gives you that extra layer, and it means that all water gets wicked away, keeps your feet warm but also dry at the same time, which is really important for a trail shoe, particularly in mud, puddles, and when you're out there on your tow paths. On the various Mount Coast shoes, the star of the show is this light cell foam, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Now, how do you improve on that, or what can you add to it to make it better for a trail shoe? What you can do is add a Mega Grip Vibram outsole that we have on here. Now, as I said earlier on, to get this to a 9-ounce shoe and have this fantastic grip is, I don't know how they've managed to do that in such a performance-based and comfortable shoe. The outsole, the grip, the lugs on here are fantastic without being intrusive to the run. I've experienced no problems on roads, on trails, on mud, and the grip is just there. The grip is absolutely fantastic. It's what you'd expect for a trail shoe. So what do I think of this shoe after 100 miles? I think Mount Coast, again, I think have blown this out of the water with this T1. The weight, I think, is exceptional for a trail shoe, particularly the trail shoes I have or I've trialed. This tuned fit for me is brilliant. I wish other shoes would trial a version of a tuned fit. It gives you that ultimate flexibility on the go, ease of use. And the great thing about that is you can adjust the bottom and the top of the shoe at your leisure to suit your needs, to suit your length of run. And it's really simple to use. The upper, this recycled yarn, and the anti-siphon tongue. That's what it says on the tin. Effortless, keeps your feet dry, keeps your feet warm, and it does perform. You know, it wicks away water, wicks away mud, easy to clean, which is what you ideally want from a trail shoe. The midsole of the shoe, I really like this light cell foam in the Mount Coast shoes. And what's interesting is from the P1 to the R1 to this T1, even though the light cell technology foam is there, all the shoes feel different. That's one of the things I really like about the Mount Coast brand. Even though they implement the same foam, it's implemented in slightly different ways, which gives you a different feel of a shoe. So if you have an R1 or a P1, this shoe feels completely different to that. It's made for trails, and it feels like it's made for trails. It's definitely not like the R1, definitely not like the P1. This is a trail shoe, and that's astonishing, really, and a testament to Mount Coast and what they're able to do with their shoes. It's a performance ultra trail shoe. You're going to get that plush feeling, that support feeling in there as well, and it's just going to absolutely eat those miles. Well done to Mount Coast again on another brilliant shoe. On that note, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, favorite and subscribe. It really does help the channel out, and of course I'll see you on the next one. Take care.